Tahoe's an incredible place to live. When you combine the summertime water activities in the lake, and then the winter, of course, with the epic mountains and forests, the ski areas, it's breathtaking. It's really unique.
Well, we like to say at Tahoe, the economy is the environment, and the environment is the economy. It's all about the lake. There are beautiful resorts around the country. No one has Lake Tahoe. So it's in our shared interest, whether you're a business owner, an environmentalist, to protect the lake. That sustains us. Because the compact to protect the lake that formed TRPA didn't come online really until 1969, so much development had already occurred. There was no regional plan. There were no conservation standards in place. So we actually have to go back and fix old development.
Well, Kings Beach was certainly more vibrant in the early 90s, and that's concerning after such a large investment in the downtown. Almost all of the buildings in Kings Beach were built in the late 50s for the 1960 Olympics. We've got limited amount of spaces to be in business. Also, those spaces have significant deferred maintenance.
Tahoe City's a little bit frozen right now. We don't want the skyscrapers, the big tall casinos, but we need some, beautiful buildings that can accommodate people and draw people here. And it just doesn't seem to be happening at all.
We have the highest vacancy rate in our commercial buildings that I've ever seen in 40 years here. We have more vacancy, more boarded up buildings, more buildings that are in transition.
My biggest fear for the region is that we end up 30 years from now having done nothing. And that will have an economic impact, it will have an environmental impact. We have to be purposeful, within reason, within the limits that have been apportioned to us.
How do we get water quality benefits for the lake and all of our other environmental values? But at the same time, we want to allow orderly growth and development that's slow and measured, supporting our local communities. So we actually set caps on how many homes can be built, on how much commercial activity there is, how many hotel rooms. All of that is part of what we call the regional plan.
We have to focus on reinvestment in our town centers. The county is trying through various incentive programs to get people to invest in the town centers. We can't go out. We don't want to go out. We want to keep that investment and that redevelopment downtown. For decades now, many of us in the local community, myself included, have raised funds for public infrastructure in our community, all to help with investments in the town centers to spur private investment and community-wide benefits. Sidewalks, bike trails, roundabouts, beach renovations. With both Tahoe City and Kings Beach, we've done a lot, but it still isn't happening. And that's what we're trying to address, find solutions to. It's got to be a partnership.
Balance is absolutely necessary. I mean, what's driving this economy is, tourism, right? And what's driving the tourism is the environment. And so we really need focused redevelopment to get improvements on private property. Those improvements like water quality improvements, building and energy upgrades. We've got aging infrastructure. That redevelopment then is feeding the economy. In doing that too, you're also getting housing. A lot of redevelopment projects comes a requirement for housing. So all of those things are interconnected.
Redevelopment brings updates to our region to enhance opportunities to use public transit, to reconfigure workforce housing in a way that it really brings it into our downtown cores, to prevent things like sediments from flowing into our lake.
We are talking about infill development, fixing what we have, not building a lot of new development on raw land. There's just not enough land.
Even without the redevelopment, people will still come. We will still have a need to support that industry.
Reinvesting in our commercial core areas is the answer that we're all looking for. And what are the right tools to help people make what is very expensive new construction happen?
And if we work together as a team in the spirit of epic collaboration, there's nothing that we can't do in Lake Tahoe. We are a national model of collaboration and cooperation and innovation, really, in looking forward.